You've spent years navigating the VA disability system, fighting for every percentage point. But that final push to reach the maximum 100% rating is often the hardest part of the entire process. Many veterans assume that reaching 100% means they are done with the VA forever. Under Section 415 of the rating schedule, holding a 100% rating and holding a permanent and total rating, or PNT, are two distinct legal statuses. This chart breaks down the legal definition. Total means your disabilities cause a 100% impairment in your average earning capacity. Permanent means medical evidence shows that impairment is reasonably certain to continue throughout your life. You need both to secure your status. You can hold a 100% rating without it being permanent. Under Section 429, a hospital stay over 21 days grants a temporary 100% rating. Under Section 430, surgery requiring a month of convalescence does the same. Once you recover, your rating drops back down. A temporary 100% rating is a brief medical grace period. True PNT status is a lifelong legal shield. Once you secure it, the VA is restricted from scheduling mandatory routine future examinations to reduce your benefits. To secure permanent maximum compensation for chronic conditions, you have to choose between two regulatory pathways: the standard scheduler route or total disability based on individual unemployability, commonly known as TDIU. The scheduler route has a clear advantage. If you hit 100% by combining the ratings of your individual disabilities, you receive maximum compensation while keeping your absolute legal right to work any job and earn any amount of civilian income. The TDIU route offers a different advantage. It allows you to bypass the VA's complex combined math algorithm and receive the 100% pay rate, even if your actual disability percentage is much lower. Committing to the wrong path has consequences. Veterans who try to force a scheduler rating without the right medical evidence face years of denied claims. Veterans who blindly apply for TDIU can accidentally lock themselves out of lucrative civilian careers. You have to weigh your options. Do you endure the VA's punishing math system to protect your future civilian income? Or do you sacrifice your civilian earning potential to get immediate maximum benefits today? Achieving permanent and total status requires a specific legal strategy. Your choice dictates your financial boundaries for the rest of your life. The mechanism the VA uses to calculate scheduler 100% ratings is Section 4.25, the combined ratings table. It relies on a strict mathematical formula that gets progressively much harder to beat as your overall rating gets higher. A 60% rating removes a 60% slice, leaving 40% remaining efficiency. For a new 30% condition, the VA takes 30% of that remaining 40%. This yields 12%. Add that 12 to 60, and your final combined rating is 72%. VA rounding rules are harsh. Your 72% combined rating rounds down to the nearest 10. You fought through the claims process to win a new 30% rating, but your overall rating stays at 70%. Your monthly check does not increase. Breaching the final 100% threshold using scheduler math requires a high volume of highly rated secondary disabilities. It takes years of consistent medical evidence to grind out those final few percentage points. One of the few ways to accelerate this is the bilateral factor under Section 4.26. If you have compensable disabilities affecting paired extremities, like both arms or both knees, the VA combines those ratings and adds 10% to the value before calculating the rest of your math. The scheduler path protects your right to work without income caps, but you take on the burden of proving enough severe medical conditions to overcome the diminishing returns of the VA algorithm. If your disabilities prevent you from working, grinding through scheduler math doesn't make sense. Section 4.16 outlines total disability based on individual unemployability, or TDIU. It is a direct regulatory bypass. Look at this comparison matrix. Unlike the scheduler path, you can apply for TDIU if you have a single disability rated at 60%, or a combined rating of 70% with at least one disability sitting at 40%. The trade-off is strictly enforced. By taking the TDIU bypass, you are asking the VA to pay you at the 100% rate because you can legally prove your service-connected conditions make you unable to secure or follow a substantially gainful occupation. The VA defines substantially gainful by looking at the poverty line. If you are granted TDIU, your earned annual income cannot exceed the U.S. poverty threshold for one person, which the VA tracks as marginal employment. This cap only applies to earned income from physical or mental labor. Passive income streams like stock dividends, real estate investments, SSDI benefits, or your spouse's salary do not count against your TDIU poverty cap. TDIU is a financial lifeline designed for veterans who are physically or mentally unable to work. In exchange for skipping the math grinder, it enforces a strict poverty line ceiling on all future personal civilian earnings. The right path depends on your functional capacity and career ambitions. This quadrant chart maps your legal strategy. First is the math grinder. You have an 80 or 90% combined rating. Your conditions are severe, but you actively maintain a high-paying civilian career. If this is you, ignore TDIU. Do not risk your earning potential. Your action plan is to relentlessly pursue secondary claims, leverage the bilateral factor, and gather the medical evidence needed to breach the 100% scheduler barrier. Next is the unemployable profile. You are stuck at a 60% or 70% combined rating. Your service-connected disabilities actively prevent you from holding down a job, and the math grinder is stalling your claims. Your action plan is to file for TDIU immediately under Section 4.16. Because your physical limitations prevent you from working, the poverty line income cap is an acceptable trade-off to secure the financial compensation you need to survive. No matter which path you take, you have a final legal safety net. Section 4.3, the rule of reasonable doubt. The VA's own policy states that when they review all procurable and assembled data, if there is a reasonable doubt regarding the degree of your disability, that doubt will be resolved in favor of the claimant. Permanent and total status is not randomly awarded to those who wait in line. You secure it by choosing the correct legal pathway for your specific situation, submitting targeted evidence, and forcing the VA to apply its own rules.